All right, so for this one, you're gonna need your chair or your box, your soft Pilates ball, and I'll demonstrate it first. I want a squishier one. Let me get back in the zone. So, so we're gonna start with one spring on number 4. We're already there. And you definitely might wanna change it around for yourself. It just depends on the length of your legs, I feel like, the weight of your legs, your strength, the type of chair that you have. So, so first we're gonna start with just a roll up. We're gonna do a roll up. We're gonna do some twisting. So we're gonna start with the core, some seated flexion. We're gonna do a little bit of bridging. And then we're gonna do my very favorite mermaid sequence. All right, so here we go. One spring on number 4, and I gotta get situated. So Not Your Mama's Chair Class 2.0 is slightly different, so I try really hard to not to confuse the two. All right. All right, so now the ball is here like this. I'm gonna bring it right behind, right between my shoulder blades, and I'm just gonna bring my feet up onto the chair like this, and then bring my hands behind my head. So this would be, if I were starting a class, cool, like this would be the first exercise. This is how I would start. Open up the elbows. I reach it back. It feels really good. Open up the armpits, and then knit the ribs together, tuck the chin to your chest, then cinch the ribs to your hips, and you take it up. And taking it back, letting the armpits open, it's a nice stretch. Contract the core and curl. You wanna think about trying to create a giant capital C shape in your spine as you come up. So I do about 10 like that. Now I'm gonna add a little twist. I'm gonna take my right hand and I'm gonna cross it over. Now you can stay on one side, it just depends. I like to stay on one side. You can alternate. I'm gonna do 10 on each side. I'll do 2 more. And then to the other side. It's a really good opportunity too to also talk about how you contract the core as you exhale, deflating the abdominals. You want to really contract and deflate right there, knitting the ribs together as you do it. Now I'm gonna bring my elbows down. Oh shoot, mermaid hair problems. Hair extension problems. All right, now I'm gonna bring my toes onto the chair. My elbows are down. You could do it up here too, but I feel like I move around a little bit too much. Think stomach massage, okay? So I'm right here like this. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, contract the core to press it down. I might scoot back just a hair like that. There we go. Exhale, contract the core. So big inhale. Exhale, use those abs to push it down. If you get in the right spot, you might have to shimmy around a little bit. You're really going to feel the core. I absolutely love this exercise. Every time I do it, and I don't do it that often, when I do, I'm like, why don't I do this every day? I really, really like it. It's way more effective than the real stomach massage. You know when you do stomach massage and you teach it, and you're like, it's for your core, and everyone's like, I don't feel it in my core, unless they really focus. Well, this, you don't even have to focus as much. I love this exercise. It is not for your legs. It's deep, deep, deep tummy muscles to press it down. And I do about 10 like that. Then we're gonna take the ball out and keep the ball handy because you will use it again. Now we're gonna go into a bridge, okay? So I think I need to pull this back. It's actually easier just to move this back just a hair. So first we're gonna come up. So my butt for this series, my head is on. So I'm gonna come forward enough that my head is on. You're gonna stand into the chair with both feet, lift the hips up. Now I'm gonna pick the foot that's closest to you so you can see. I bring that foot on the paddle, practice pressing it down like that. So I have the heel on. Once I press it down, the ball of my foot finds the wood of the chair. The higher I keep the hips, as I press, I really start to feel this glute, but also I feel it open up that leg right there like that. Hands can be behind your head or down here like this. Now I like to add a combo. I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna exhale, lift it up and press. I wanna do the combo here because I'm also gonna do it in just a couple sequences fast forward. We're gonna do it again, but on our hands. So I'm gonna exhale, lift up, squeeze the glutes, press it down. If it were any heavier, it's not gonna be quite as effective. It's gonna spit the foot up too fast. But I promise you, when you do sets of 10, you're gonna really start to feel it. You could even hold it here and just do the press if you wanted to. You just wanna keep it consistent on both sides. And then I switch feet like this. So I'm gonna take it up, press it down, find my footing. I gotta find my footing. So the heel is on the paddle. As I push it down, the ball of my foot starts to feel the wood. That's where you wanna be. Because you can't see what's happening, so when you teach, you have to kind of give them cues of what they should feel, because they can't see you, they're on their back, they're just listening to you. Now we're gonna add the lower. Everything lifts and presses. Here we go. Exhale, press and lift for 5. Taking it down nice and slow. Press and lift for 4. I'm gonna hold the last one. 3. That's a nice stretch for those quads. 2. Last one, I'm gonna stay high. 1 and little tiny pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. So the thinking behind this is we just did seated flexion, forward folding, and now I just did some extension as well. I try to get in my flows, no matter I'm on the chair, the ground, the reformer, I want to get extension or flexion, extension, rotation, and lateral flexion so that we're strengthening the spine all different directions. All right, so next, this is my favorite. I'm going to turn away from you for a second like this, and I'm still on one spring on number 4. That keeps it simple. I want to work my left waist, so I'm going to turn away from you so that when I come on this side, I'm still working my left waist. So from here, I'm going to take my ball. I'm going to bring it here. This is the beauty of having this chair right here. I'm going to push my foot into the base of the chair. It's going to act like when you do the short box series and you have a strap over your foot, it's going to stabilize that top foot. So I come here. Same cues apply if you were doing this on the short box. Squeeze the top glute so your hips are stacked. Hands come behind your head. Working that left waist. Inhale down. When I create flows, I try to work one side at a time so I can really fatigue that one side. You're going to feel it a whole lot more. That way you don't have to do a million reps. You can do multiple different types of sets working the same side, and it's just as effective, a little bit more interesting. As I come up, I contract the core and I draw the shoulder blade down, still squeezing the glute the entire time. I would do 10. You can hold it here, do little pulses. You can do anything you want right here. This works nice too if you want to add a little rotation. And then stretch it up and over. It works really well, and that ball really helps. I forget how much I like this. Why don't I do this more often? All right, now we're turning this way. You're done with your ball for a second. They just like to float around on me. All right, still one spring on number 4. I can't remember how close I want my chair, so I think I'm gonna pull it towards me just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start sitting. I always call this a mermaid, but we know a mermaid cannot sit like this. Unless she's a loose mermaid, meaning her tail. Meaning her tail, guys. All right, this would be a mermaid. So this is a cheerleader sit. All right, so from here, I want to grow as tall as I can. Remember I talked about extension, flexion, rotation. We're going to get some rotation. We just did lateral flexion. Here's a rotation. Now from here, I want to square off my shoulders as much as possible. So I need to pull the outside shoulder towards the chair, lengthening the spine. Elbows are narrow. I'm going to press it down right here like this. Grow tall as you press. So lengthen as you press. Now, I'm feeling this side a bunch. Exhale, press. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, press. So this is a resistance exercise, resisting the springs. If you wanted to add to it, you could add this leg too. But I feel like I feel the waist just a little bit more if I don't add that leg. It's totally up to you. Do what works best. right there. Now it's going to continue to get a little bit more difficult. I really like that one. All right, now we're going to take your forearm and bring it on the paddle like this. So extend the leg long, hand is here. I'm going to press it down. Now I want to resist the springs as I come up. Keep this leg floating and lifted. That glute is active. Inhale, take it down. This armpit is hollow. I don't want this to happen, right? So you got to keep this connection where it is and up. Now, if you really want to add to it here, we stack the legs. Now this would be a mermaid. This would be a good mermaid, not a loose mermaid. All right, woo. Right here like this, lift the leg, take it down. It's all about balance and control. That spring, it's spinning me around a little bit, so I'm working both sides of my body. There, now hold the last one midway, right here like this, just the leg, for 5, 4, 3, 2, woo, 1. Shake it out. Now we have a transition in between, I believe. Yep, right here, cat-cow. So this is a transition to take us to the other side, okay? So we come here like this for our cat-cow. So, same springs. So I'm gonna start with it down. I never want the paddle to bottom out, okay? Because once it bottoms out, I don't feel the work anymore. So I'm gonna come here like this. So it's just an inch off. Pretend you have your saltine crackers under there again. You don't want to squish them, okay? So inhale, prepare. Now exhale, drop the head, draw the belly to your spine. Try and round the spine as much as possible. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, take it up. If you really wanted to add to it here, you could add a little tuck. Now I would pick the same leg that was already lifted, so you're staying consistent and you don't forget the next round. So we're gonna take it out like this. Don't let the head, keep the neck long. I went like that and that's wrong. Exhale, drop the head, round the back, aim your nose towards the knee. Here we go. Rounding the back, use those abdominals to draw everything in. Bring both feet down, both knees down. Now we'll just go into a little bit of a press, pressing it down. Initiate, we're drawing the shoulder blades down. There's so many different variations you could do here. And then since we are moving, this is a transition exercise, I'll do the other leg. Take it down. Exhale, bring it in. Really round the back right here. Aim your nose towards your knee. Both knees are down. Roll the shoulders back. Find that extended spine, like pulling straps from the classical work. Elbows are now press for 5. Bend. Press for 4. 3. Da, 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 da. And then you'd grab your ball, and we'd start with our side sit-up, facing this way, like this. And then starting over from here, like that. Okay, so from here, make sure I'm running the right way. All right, ooh. So after you would have done that side right there, this is one of my faves. Yes, done with that ball. And we want 1 spring on 4 still. I'm gonna turn my my box like this. I want to be arm's distance from it. And we're gonna change where we are on the box midway through. So I wanna be arm's distance. They're gonna stay long. In Mama's Chair Class 2.0, we do it slightly different. All right, the nice thing is you can always just go like that if you need to. Sorry, ball. Here we go. All right. So arm's distance. So on my notes, I wrote draw abdominals and body should be arm's distance from the paddle. Okay. So we're right here like this. So I'm gonna press the paddle down as I lift up. And then as I come down, I'm gonna lift the legs. I can come a little closer like that. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, hollow out the armpits, neck is long, press the paddle down. You should really feel those arms start to shake and then back up. If it's too heavy, take it down. Now when I come up, when I lift the legs like that, I kind of press the paddle up. Now I'm gonna connect under the shoulders, press the paddle down as I lift. Abdominals are tight. And then lift the thighs up. So it's a little bit like swan rocking. When we do it in Mama Chair Class 2.0, it's slightly different. We're gonna get a little bit more of a rock. Now from here, wiggle back just a little bit. This would be great if we had our booty bands on. So now the folds of my hips are over the edge of the box. Just connect under the shoulders, squeeze the heels, and then we go into some frog lifts right here. Nice extension, nice posterior chain work. And then from here, we go into another set. So we're gonna take our box out of the way. This is actually my favorite part coming up. So this is a leg section, seated legs, and we would actually, from here, go into some lunges, but they're identical in Mama Chair Class 2.0. So I thought we would just save it for there. All right, so moving the box out of the way, we're gonna start with footwork. When I teach footwork, and it could just because I was a figure skater and I dominate with my legs. Maybe I like things heavy. I like both springs as high as possible. So I'm gonna bring my springs to the heaviest possible. And we're gonna go into, so we're gonna start with footwork. We're gonna do some tricep dips, then the pistol squat, which is like my favorite. I love the pistol squat. Hopefully I don't fall on my ass. Could be, I haven't practiced this, and I was gonna practice this morning when I got here, but I had to like rearrange the studio. I didn't put that into my factor of planning. All right, so whatever footwork, whatever footwork you'd love to do, you could throw into this section right here. Since I've already used the ball in this class, I figure I'll use it again. Ball right here. I think a smaller ball might work a little bit better, but it is what I have. All right, so my heels are on. I like heels on. Maybe it's just because of how long my femurs are right here, because when I go to toes, see how past my knees are from my toes? So for my body, I just like heels better. So typically I do 3 rounds of this. I pull up with my fingers. So I wrote that in the text there. I don't know if it makes sense. So what I mean is if you pull up with your fingers under the chair, the lip of the chair, you're gonna feel the pecs and the lats. Now on our exo chairs, we can do it here. The classical chairs, you have to do it here. Wherever you pull, do you see how my muscles start to engage? You want that, okay? So it hollows out the armpit. So now the entire core is engaged. I squeeze and press. I do 10. It's not super heavy, but we're gonna make it shake. We're definitely gonna get to the shake zone. We'll say for 3, pulling up for 2, 1, hold here, little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hold it at the part where you shake. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I repeat it. I do it 3 times. Now I'm gonna bring my toes on like this, like that, and I point and flex. Squeeze as you point, release as you flex. Squeeze as you point, release as you flex. I would do that for 10. Then I hold the last one. Whoo! Pulses. 3, 2, 1. And I only did half the reps and I was shaking. All right, ditch the ball. And then I did 2, let's see, 1 spring on number. We're gonna do a 2 and a 3 here. So I'm just going to change them really quick. 2 and a 3. Tricep dips. All right, so your hands are here. Some people like their springs a little heavier for this. So I think I normally teach it both springs on number 3. There must have been a reason why I switched to 2 and a 3. We'll see hands are here. Now, first position or Pilates V, balls of my feet are on. I'm gonna lift the hips up. The idea is to keep all of my weight in the heels of my hands. Roll the shoulders back, open up the collarbone. Elbows stay narrow as I take it down. My microphone is in the way. There we go. All right, take it down. The feet stay glued towards the hamstrings the entire time. So we would just do 10. This is all normal. We've done this before. right? It's giving your legs just a little bit of a break before the madness of the pistol squat. Okay, here we go. I haven't done this in a long time. I have a chair in my bedroom at home. Why did I not practice this? I don't know. This is feeling a little light. In my brain, it's like, oh shit, oh shit. All right, here we go. All right, so first I'm just practicing with both feet on. You want to be careful that the paddle doesn't take you up, right? So just practicing, really drawing those abs in tight, spine is long. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna do my jumping leg. All right, I take it down. So it looks like it's just the left leg. This leg hurts more. Keeping that leg extended. Woo! I think we can only do 6. And right away you switch feet. Here we go. Oh, this leg's stronger.
Make it look so easy. I know.
This is a sit, spin, and ice skating. Did you guys watch gymnastics, how they did this little spin right here?
Yeah.
Way harder than it looks. I tried it. Not very successful. And that would be it. I survived the pistol squat. I was a little worried that this old lady wasn't going to make it back up. I did it. I did it just fine. It's not nearly as hard as it looks. Okay. You guys ready to give this a go?
Yeah.
We got this. No booty bands. No weights. Okay. Come on over. Come here. You can bring your box onto this one.
Okay.
I do like this sequence a lot. I feel like on Dynamic Pilates TV, this is the #1 viewed chair class. So people must like it. Oh, so we're gonna keep it up. So 1 spring on number 4. So take it all the way up to number 4.
I know.
All right, so you're gonna bring your feet to the top of the chair. You might have to wiggle around a bit till you feel comfortable. Bring your hands behind your head. Fully lace your hands. Your armpits look fine. Fully lace your hands behind your head, elbows are wide. Inhale, take it back. Get a nice stretch, let those armpits open. And then exhale, nod the chin to your chest, cinch the ribs to the hips, curl up. So you come out of the ball just slightly. Inhale, recline all the way down. Exhale, draw the ribs together and curl up. Come out of the ball slightly. We'll go for 2 more. Good, really curling up, really finding that core. Finding that Pilates scoop, so hollow out that low tummy as you come up. Good, now this time take it back. Now reach your right arm up and cross it over towards the left ankle. Take it all the way back and then exhale, curl up. So I kind of like to stay on one side. Sometimes I alternate. I just feel like I can feel that one side a little bit more. Let's do 2 more. Good, cinch that rib to your hip. Last one right here. Doesn't that feel good when you go back though? 1, especially after those chest fly that we did. Switch hands, reach the other one back. Inhale, prepare, exhale, curl up. For 3, you've got it. Big stretch and curl for 2. Don't be afraid to let the ribs open and stretch right here. But as long as you draw them back in, I'm okay with it. Nice job. All right, bring your elbows on to the box. I kind of felt like the ball is almost too big to put my elbows. Do you feel like that too? Slightly. Now your feet are gonna come onto the chair. I really love this next part. You guys might be like, I love it. Pretend that you love it. Just kidding. All right. So now just practice pressing the paddle down. It's not very heavy, right? And it's not gonna bottom out. Now focus on the core. Inhale to prepare, exhale, contract the core. As you press those abs, you have to get on top of it to press it down. Do you feel your core? It's kind of nice, right? It's like it's not going to kill you, but you definitely feel it. And I think this is a good way to teach people how you can move from your core to make something happen. This core is making this happen. Without this, it's going to spring up. You've got it.
You want your toes on?
I just kind of had wherever your feet naturally come on, so it's kind of like the arch. Nice job. It's one that you wish you could do a million of, but pulses are not that effective because it's not a leg exercise. So I mean, like, I feel like just big ones are better than anything. You could easily do pulses, but they're, like I said, they're just kind of, I do love this one. All right, come up from there. So now we go into our, not up from there. So, yeah, we do come up from there. All right, so now ditch the ball, just toss it to the side, but don't lose it. They like to float away. You're gonna lay all the way down, and you're gonna bring your feet up onto the seat of the chair. I want your head on the box. So you shimmy around enough so your head is on the box. Good, lift up into a bridge. Good, now take the foot that's closest to our front door, your left foot, bring it on the paddle. Good, just like that, your heel is on. Keep the glutes lifted as you press it down. Now when you press the paddle down, you're gonna feel the ball of your foot touch the wood. Do you feel that? And then back up. It helps you stabilize. It helps that kind of cue of what they should feel, helps them feel comfortable where their foot should be, because they can't see what's happening. They've never done this before. And so it's nice for them to kind of be like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right spot. Now take it up, lower the hips. So everything's gonna happen at once. You're gonna squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, press at the same time. And then the paddle returns as you lower the butt. So it all happens at once. Lift the butt as you press it down. Lower the butt as the paddle lifts. Do you feel that? So it all happens at once. Now really focus on the glute of the pressing leg. You got it. Take it up one more time. Hold it right there. Little tiny pulses with that paddle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. It's not the exercise you're like, oh, I feel my butt so much, but it is working in extension. It's nice to do bridge work as well. And it's a nice stretch for those quads. I felt my knee, because I have really tight quads, I felt the stretch close to the knee a little bit too. Go ahead and switch legs. So come on up. There you go, lift up. Now just practice lowering the paddle. So I would do about 10 right here. Lower. As you lower, as the paddle lowers, you should feel the ball of your foot start to touch the wood of the chair. Heel is on the black part. The ball of the foot, as you push, starts to find that chair or that wood. Now, let's put it together. So lower everything down, butt down. As you squeeze and lift the butt, press the paddle. As the paddle returns, you lower. So everything happens at once. Good. Abs are tight. We're not letting those ribs open. Those glutes are active the entire time. We're gonna stay high this last time. Stay high. Hold here, little tiny presses. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way down. Good. All right. So from here, we come up and we go into our lateral flexion. So we did flexion, extension. Now we're gonna get some lateral flexion. Let's turn to face this way first. Find your soft Pilates ball. I even have this one right here that's kind of in between. Well, actually, you know what? For the bigger one, probably works for that one. Never mind. Okay, so we're facing this way. We're gonna work the left side of the body. So tuck your bottom leg under. So your bottom leg is tucked under, up onto the box. Top leg is long. The ball is right under your ribs. Your foot should be wedged in underneath the paddle right there. And it's nice and it's pretty supportive. I actually really like it. Hands come behind you. Fully lace your hands. Open up those elbows. Armpits are hollow. They're open. You're gonna inhale, take it down. Squeeze that top glute to initiate the lift. It's gonna help keep those hips stacked. If your hips are stacked, you're gonna work the waist even more. So it's really important that your hips are stacked. Think about cinching the ribs to the hips as you come up. You lift from the pelvic floor, contract the core, and squeeze. Give me just one more. You got it. Go to reach the arms long, palms to the ceiling. Give me 3 little pulses for 3, 2, 1. Hold here, pause. Rotate towards the mirrors. Bring it back. So we're rotating away from the chair. Just one more right here. Good. And then you can take your right hand down to the floor. Reach the left arm up. Get a nice stretch. And then we roll to face the other side. You're going to lose the ball for just a second. All right, so we're going to sit in that loose mermaid position. She just has a loose tail. Turn the legs the other way. So you're on your right butt cheek. Elbows are narrow. Now I want you to rotate from your spine with the longest extended spine possible. Good. Bring your hands on the chair. Bend the elbows. Nose is right over the paddle. Press it down. So just practice that. Elbows are staying narrow. As you press, you're lengthening the spine just a little bit more as you press. Can you get that shoulder over even more? Good. Roll those shoulders back. Find those lats. So I want you to feel this side really working to stay rotated. Good. Good, so we're gonna pick up the challenge a little bit. We're gonna build on it. You can stay with this variation. However, if you wanna add to it, take your right forearm, bring it on the chair. If it's too heavy, you can easily go down to 1-3. The paddle of the chair. So the forearm all the way like this. Good. Other hand is gonna be on your head here like that. Now just practice pressing it down. So take it down. Now these muscles are gonna resist it coming back up. Now extend the bottom leg long, or the top leg long, sorry, top leg long. Good, squeeze this glute to keep the hips stacked. This is variation 1. This is level 1. It's probably level 2. All right, now if you really wanna add to it here, we're layering on the challenge. Extend the bottom leg long. So legs are stacked. Now we are a tight mermaid tail. Tail. My husband's gonna watch the playback of this and he's like, you are, he's gonna give me a hard time for all of these cues. So hips are stacked as much as possible. If you feel like this butt cheek is falling back like hers is a little bit, maybe scoot your body away. Do you feel like you're kind of up close and good? But if you get too far away, you can't control the paddle as much. So it's kind of a happy medium right here. It's definitely a challenge. If you're really struggling, you just tuck the bottom leg back under, go back to that. Now take it halfway down, pause. Extend the top leg long. And we just do tiny little lifts. Paddle's not moving, so paddle is quiet. Just the leg, I didn't cue that very well. Just the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come to kneeling facing your chair. Good, bring both hands on the chair. We're still on that same spring tension, one spring on number 4, which is high. Good, so walk your knees back just a little bit. Push the paddle all the way down. Let it bottom out the first time, just so you can get your hands situated. Make sure your shoulders are directly over your hands. Now I want you to drop your head round your back. Keep the arms long and just ride the paddle up, but ride it up in a rounded spine. Push the paddle back down. Good, and then pause so it doesn't touch all the way. Draw the shoulders down, lift the head and the tail, go into that cat-cow. Good, drop your head, round your back, come into the mad cat. Good, and then we go back down into that cow, lift the head, draw the shoulders down, and then roll it up. Big exhale right here. Inhale, push it down. Good, now take the outside leg. We're gonna add it as we do the outside, so your left leg, take your left leg. So we're working the same leg. As you push the paddle down into your cow, lift the leg, find that arch, lift the head. Now drop your head, round your back, draw the knee in. So you come in like that, good. Push it down, extend, draw the shoulders down, lift the head, good. Drop your head, round your back. I want your abs to draw the nose and the knee together. You're resisting, you're fighting that paddle. Nice job, one more right here. You've got it, looking good guys on the screen. All right, now bring both knees down. Good, stay right here like this, elbows are narrow. Just a nice, simple, easy peasy tricep press. Good, extended spine. Abdominals are tight. She's drawing the tummy in to support the back. Elbows are narrow as the paddle comes up for 3, 2, 1. Good, take the right leg, extend it out. Paddle is down, so everyone is together. Paddle is down in our extended spine. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, drop the head, round the back, draw the knee in. Really reach that mid-thoracic up. Press it down, draw the shoulders down, find that extended spine. Drop your head, round your back, draw everything in. She's doing a great job. Big inhales, you push it away. Big exhale, contract the core, resist. You've got it, nice job, you guys. All right, turning towards our front door. We start with our side sit-up. So this is a really nice restorative class to start with, and then it slowly picks up its momentum. This class, Not Your Mama's Chair class, I believe also has some reformer in it when you watch it. So it's kind of nice. It's nice to move your body in all different directions. It feels pretty restorative so far. Our top foot is pressed into the base of the chair. She's got it. Bottom leg is tucked under. Bring your hands behind your head. Open up those armpits. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, cinch the rib to the hip as you lift. I want her squeezing that top glute so her hips are stacked. Nice job. Let's do one more for time's sake. Hold here, reach the arms long, palms are facing the ceiling, little tiny inches. You're cinching the rib to the hip. It is so small. Those abdominals are tight the entire time. Hold it here. Now, we're gonna rotate away from the chair and then back to the front door. Away from the chair. As we rotate, think about growing taller in that spine. You're wringing those abdominals out like a sponge. Last one here. Take the bottom hand, take it down, reach it up and over. You've got it. All right. Now from here, we turn to the other side. You ditch the ball. We come into the mermaid. See, I'm not even gonna start my jokes. Now, I want you to grow tall as you rotate towards your paddle. Bring your hands on the paddle. Lengthen the spine to find just a little bit more rotation. Nose is right over the paddle. Press it down. So you should be right over the paddle with the nose. Spine is long. Feel that right waist that we just worked on that side sit up. Feel it right there. It's working to keep, it's resisting you from pulling out of that twist, that rotation. So that's where it's really, really working. You got it. Nice job. You could always extend the leg, but like I said, I feel like I don't feel the waist as much when I extend the leg. It could just be my body. All right, now you're gonna take the arm, that left arm, bring the forearm on the paddle. You might have to scoot away just a little bit. Extend your top leg long. Bring your right hand on your head. Now, you're gonna inhale, ride the paddle down. Resist the paddle coming up with these muscles right there. They're counterbalancing it. Right there, exhale, resist. But that bottom armpit, it's fighting just to not lose the paddle. So it's definitely a struggle, both directions. You've got it. Now, if you really wanna add to it, extend the bottom leg. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. Come into that tight mermaid tail if you want to. Take it down. We're not letting the shoulder lift. You got it. It's so tough. You guys are doing so great. Really fighting that spring tension. Good. Hold it halfway, pause. Just holding it right here, that's freaking hard, right? Lift your top leg. Tiny little lifts for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Nice job, you guys. We did it all, right? Yep. Okay, so now we go into our little swan. So you're gonna turn your chair, I keep calling it a chair. It's a box. Turn your box. Turn your box, short box ways. You don't need your ball anymore. We're gonna stay on that number 4 spring. You wanna be arm's distance from your chair. So go ahead and lay over your box. Lay heavy on your box, prone. We already done extension, but we haven't done full prone extension, so it's nice to get that in too. All right, bend the knees, come into that frog position right there. The nice thing is when you lift up, your knees are gonna drop just a little bit, okay? So press the paddle down, lift the upper body, armpits are hollow. Resist the paddle coming up. Now, when the paddle comes up, you're gonna let it lift a little higher and lift that leg. Now, drop the thighs slightly as you lift. So see how she's slightly tipping this way. Now she's gonna slightly tip that way. She's one long unit from her shoulders to her knees. Nice job. It's actually looking really good. Good. Do you feel that armpit connection, that shoulder girdle connection? This is all lat, so your arms are nice and long. Good. If you bend your elbows at all, you're gonna lose a lot of that connection. So you wanna keep the arms long. They're not locked, but they're not bending either. Good. Now come up, pause. Wiggle back a little bit if you need to, so that you can get more leg movement. Lower and lift right here. If we had ankle weights, this would be great. Even better. We would do 10 right here. Nice job, guys. And then you can sit back over your heels into child's pose right here. Sitting on back. Can't believe it's 2:40 already.
I know.
I'm moving really slow. The next flow will go a little faster.
That's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna go into our seated leg burner. Where I called it seated leg sizzler, I think. Seated leg sizzle. All right, so both springs are high. So we're gonna come up, bring both springs on number 4. And you're gonna want your soft Pilates ball. sometimes I go so fast through these workshops, I have like an hour left and I have to like, I don't know, well, I was gonna only do 3 flows, but I was like, no, we can do 4. All right, scoot forward just like you would do for footwork. The ball is gonna come between your knees. Let's bring your heels on. Good, now everyone has a different chair. Here in the studio, we have the chairs where you can hold from the outside. I want you to pull up with your fingertips so your armpits are nice and hollow and you feel the pecs and the lats engage. Sit as tall as you can. Like there's a nice rod going from the tip of your head to your tail. Squeeze the ball, press it down. We all know these cues. It's simple, it's easy peasy footwork. If it's too heavy that you feel like you have to lean forward or you're moving on your chair, you can easily take 1 spring down. Really squeezing that ball. We're here for 3. Squeeze as you press. For 2. 1, hold it halfway. Keep squeezing the ball. Little tiny up and down pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hold it right here. Now just squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bring the balls of your feet on. Heels are high like you're wearing high heel shoes. Think about Barbie. She's always stuck. She must have the tightest calves. All right. Press it halfway down, pause. Now, the femur, the thigh is not going to move. Flex your feet to lift the paddle. Keep your thighs here. That's point. Flex toes up, push the toes down. There you go. Push the paddle down, not your feet. So stay here. Now push the paddle down. Point your toes. Point your foot. Flex your foot. There you go. Isn't that so funny when you can't get someone to do that?
Yeah.
There you go. So do you feel those quads though? It looks like it's a calf exercise. I mean, you feel it in their calves. All right, now point and pause. Heels are high, point. So you're up and Barbie. Now the thighs move, push the paddle up and down. Stay in that point for 5. Squeeze that ball as you point for 4, 3, 2, 1. That is a really hard thing to get people to do, right? I know, it's really hard. I just had to keep changing my cues until she did it. That's totally fine. You got it. All right, so from here, ditch the ball, and we're gonna go into our tricep dips. I did it on a 2 and a 3. Go ahead and try that, a 2 and a 3. You're just gonna go a little bit lighter. If it's too heavy, this is the thing. If it's too heavy and you go to that pistol squat, the paddle is gonna spit up and it's gonna give you like a burn mark on the back of your low back. No. All right, you do have to move your box though. Just wait, when you see the video, you see I forgot to move my box. So move that box out of the way. You're still on your chair. We're going into our tricep dip. So your feet are in Pilates V on your chair. Lift your butt away from the chair. Stand into your hands. Keep this proportion right here. Now we're doing this slightly. Go like that. Draw the shoulders down. Yes. Bend your elbows to ride the paddle down. Good. Press into the heels of your hands to lift it up. Open up that collarbone. Lift from the pelvic floor. The paddle, the legs are not moving at all. You're just riding up and down. All of your weight is in the heels of your hands. Lift everything up with that pelvic floor. Inhale, lower. Shoulders are out of your ears. Exhale, lift. Just one more. You've got it, you guys. All right, we're going into the crazy zone here. Go ahead, come up from there. You're gonna sit on your paddle. I love it when I say that in class. They're like, what? What? And I'm like, it's not nearly as bad as you think. Well, not all the way down. Where are you going?
Oh, this feels great. You're like,
I'm not going to tell you what it looks like, but all right, you need to reach your hands forward to kind of counterbalance it. This reminds me of when I would teach little kids how to ice skate.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. I know you.
It's the heels. I can't ever put them down, so I'm curious. To see
You can't keep your heels down?
I feel like
I kept them down, didn't I? Yeah.
you can. You have Achilles.
Oh, all right. So you're here. Just practice going down and up. Basically, is what I want you to practice is staying on top of that paddle. You might need to go lighter with your paddle, right? It just depends on your body weight too. You can do it, Hope. Trust yourself. Is your chair squirrely because it's moving because it doesn't have feet? Okay. Do you feel ready to take a foot out? Pick a foot, any foot. You just got to go for it, you guys. Let me tell you, she almost said the S word, and I've never heard her swear. This is Utah. People don't swear but me. That's always my goal. It takes a lot of focus, right? Do you like it? It's kind of fun. How about this leg right here? Is it talking to you? Good. It takes a lot of focus. It's a fun one. It's at the end, which is kind of fun. So like, it's kind of the bonus round. It's kind of fun. And people kind of like, someone's going to miss. Someone's going to fall. They're going to laugh. They're not going to get hurt. They're just going to just their ego a little bit. Try the other leg really quick. You did, oh no, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Just give it a try. All right, good job, you guys. Take a little break. So in the video that you're gonna watch, I go into some standing lunges, but it's literally in the next flow. So I thought I would save the workshop time so that you can see it with that flow. All right, grab some water. We're gonna try our next flow. Let's see if let me pause the camera, see if anyone